A public service announcement. A public service announcement before this stream starts. Next week, these reviews will be done from a cockpit racing chair, so feel free to supply all your race cars for next week. got a little bit of doubling up on music there. How's it all going? I see that a lot of people are complaining about me being on at the same time as F1. I know F1 just decided, you know what, we're going to start putting our live events during Phil's streams. It's a bit of a dick move, if I'm going to be honest. So maybe I could change up which day I stream on. That will come in the future. What I would like to say at the top of the stream is what I tried to say at the beginning before the countdown started, just a little bit of a service announcement, is next week I'm going to be doing the entire thing for my racing cockpit. So submit all of your race cars. We see that we got 3 race cars this week. If you want to submit your most wild and crazy race cars that you've been like holding back on maybe, or you've been thinking, oh, I'll finish that off at some point, or you've got one that you've wanted to build for a while, you've got a week, because the entire stream, whether you like it or not, is from the cockpit. That means if you submit a car that's not very good for a cockpit, well. So, how is everybody? We got E-Dragon, we got Lost GPS, Gexa, Nair. How's it going? Octane, how's it going? Jen's right from the beginning. Ringu, how's it going? Did I say Yayu? I think I said Yayu. Who else we got in here? Juan Moha, how's it going? So, how's everyone doing? Yeah, I was literally ready at the last second. How you doing down there? I also got a new dog today. A 7-year-old dachshund, which was kind of a remnants from a breeding house. Doesn't seem that their life was too bad. They actually seemed trained already, which means that they mustn't have been cage stuff, but I don't know the environment it came from. But yeah, she's a very curious little dog. Welcome, Pravin Gar. How's it going? These are the cars we got this week. There was one guy which submitted 2 cars, which is already a bit of but they also forgot to make them viewable. So when you're done with uploading your file and you right click and go share download link, make sure that you also set it to viewable to everybody before you copy the link. Oh, after the link. Doesn't actually really matter. You can actually go back and edit how viewable or not viewable the link is, and the link doesn't change. It's just the access when they click on the link changes. And also, let me show you this. Don't need that open. Ekai Min, who is a long-term patron of my streams. This is the link that they gave. Let me just zoom in a bit on that. Anybody see the issue with their Google Drive link here? 8 out of 10 cars this week. Yes, very much so. Is it raining? I won't be able to watch. It is raining. Well, kind of on and off. It's been a bit of smattering of weather. Curious doggy? Yeah, just a little bit of a curious doggy. No, don't do that. She keeps trying to dig at my ground because my ground is like really dirty. So you'll see this issue here. If not, what they've done is they've probably uploaded their file and then grabbed the address link from up here, which would have just been google.drive/drive/my drive. So when I click on this, it takes me to my Google Drive, not their file. Oh, not even a file in my thing. It's just, yeah, that was a mistake on their behalf. Backing up, are you? Should I put a beeper on you so then when you back up, you're going beep, beep, beep? Aw, you want to jump up. Oh, I'm sorry, there's no space up here on my lap. I'm very fat and very broad, but there is not enough space for you, doggo. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's go back to the cars, and let's start off with the very first one we got here, which is probably the most exciting one. Wow, she's very needy for attention. This Gumpert-looking mofo. I wonder if there was a new Gumpert, which is this is the one that they're copying, because the only Gumpert I know is the Gumpert from back during Top Gear, Jeremy Clarkson days. Let's have a look. Gumpert? Okay, Gumpert. Let's open that up. The Gumpert Apollo. You know what, actually it does have not uniform headlights. Except this one's a little bit more, stylized. Do we have different Gumperts? No. They all look exactly the same. What about in here? No. There is no Gumpert that looks like it retains the original body, but with the headlight supplied. And I get it. I'm guessing what happened is they were trying to copy the Gumpert, but they couldn't get the lights to look right, so instead they decided to make something that looks a little bit TVR-esque, I'm assuming, is probably what they were going for here. I was a little confused, and I didn't really have time to check it out, but this was pretty cool. I also first saw this on the official Automations Discord. I was just kind of perusing through there, and this came up, and I was like, ooh, that looked good. I even commented on it. I didn't realize that that person was a part of this community and was going to submit this car, or had submitted it beforehand. I don't know. But it looks pretty darn good. It's got a different scoop than what I normally see. I wonder what that is. Is that multiple fixtures or just one? That looks to be one whole fixture. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's got to be custom, because that is not made from parts. We've also got here some little scoops, probably for brake air cooling, not entirely sure. The valve cover is invisible. Uh-huh. Well, we got a 5-valve, we got 1, 2 turbos. Oh, you know what, I should probably start at the front, shouldn't I? Oh yeah, talking about things missing. It might be a little bit hard to see, because it's very hard to tell what you're looking at sometimes. But the body is like glass here, and I don't think that they meant to do that, because if you have a look at the thumbnail for it, it looks like it's got a carbon. No, you can see through it. Oh, I didn't realize that that was actually a thing. Alright, well, that's a thing that they deliberately chose to do. Here we've got an actual racing wheel. This isn't just some chucked on wheel because they liked the look of it. They've got one with a center lock nut. That's pretty cool. Then we got 6 piston carbon fiber brakes, or carbon ceramic, sorry, brakes. So these are going to be really good brakes, especially considering that this vehicle probably isn't going to weigh a ginormous amount of weight. It is surprising to see 6 pistons on this. It might be so brake intensive that is a problem. We are not holding on to viewers. Oh wait, the chat has been moving. What the hell? Why was chat frozen? Okay. I don't know. YouTube is acting very weird right now. You guys have been talking this entire time, and I was sitting here just going, wow, people are really interested in F1 compared to my stream this week. Turns out that what it was YouTube being a little bit garbage. So you like the blue sports car? So do I. Caster of glass? What? Anyway, let's go in and see what we got in here. We have no front drive, but we do have push rod on a carbon fiber chassis. Coming out to the rear, we got the twin turbo V8 5-valve per cylinder engine, intercooled, all that kind of jazz. Decent sized turbos, though not ginormous. They have gone for higher power because you can see that the turbine housing, the exhaust housing, is not ginormous. It's just kind of like a moderately smallish sort of size. So we'll go for power, but not be so laggy that it'll only happen in the top end. You are lagging for a bit? I am not standing out in the rain to take this abuse, Firebird. What's happening to Firebird? Heat Dragon? Oh dear, how dare you. Do you also want to play other car games? Me? I do play other games. I've been doing Assetto Corsa on my own time, and occasionally I have streamed it over on Twitch. I do have a Twitch channel. You probably should be able to find it somewhere. If not, it's the same username as here, Phil986. I am planning to stream it more. It's just, I get very exhausted after anything goes wrong in the recording process. And it is very rare when I've recorded a video that something doesn't go wrong. So, I'm usually very exhausted after every day or after every day of editing, all that sort of stuff. Editing is like the biggest pain in the butt to me. Also, a lot of the times my voice hurts a lot, so maybe I should talk a little bit quieter, and then maybe I'll have the voice left to go actually stream at another point in time. Is it okay to submit my previous car for next week? Gonna be a bit modified, but more or less the same. That's up to you. If you think you can get the votes and get within the top 10, that's up to you. I saw that I always get ads before my YouTube videos. What? Not sure what you mean. Also, hello casual gamer. How's it going? Look up the Datsun 160Z. 160, hold on. I don't usually, usually try to keep it on subject, but I've never heard of the 160Z. What do we got here? Huh. That looks like, the 120A? No. Huh. I do know it, but not as a 160Z. It looks pretty cool. I would own the hell out of that thing. Welcome, Pyromanus. How's it going? Anyway, let's go a little bit further back. We got... Is that a wing coming into here? Oh. They've split a spoiler around the rear wing. Interesting. I wonder, does the original Gumpert have that? I thought the original Gumpert had more of a, defined rear end. Gumpert rear. It does seem to have a bit of a spoiler there. It's a bit hard to see. And it turns into a little bit of a wing to bridge a gap. So what happens on the actual car is the lights are on a higher bit, the boot comes down a little bit, then goes back up for the headlight again. And that wing kind of thing bridges the gap. What you could have done is, because it's really hard to make lights go onto something which is not the body, you could have used some body molding section which has a bit of a groove in it, put that in and angled it up like at a 45-degree angle over the rear of the car and stretched it really long, then placed it to 2D, and it would have wrapped around and made a dent in the rear area there in between the headlights if you scaled it right. Getting the angle right, the fixture right that you want to work with, all that sort of stuff will take time, but I think you could have done an even better job if you were trying to copy the Gumpert, that is. If you're not trying to copy the Gumpert and you're just trying to make inspired by him, looks great. I really do enjoy this a lot. That must be custom only in one country. What are we talking about? Also, welcome Not a Thing to the stream. It looks better than the original Gumpert. I like the original Gumpert. I don't know why Jeremy Clarkson was on a whole thing about how it was so ugly. And then he goes out and says, like, one of the ugliest Mercedes ever to be made is also one of the most beautiful cars he's ever seen in his life. I don't get it. Can't really see any of the detail because of my phone. It's also really hard to see, E-Dragon. Trust me, I'm looking at this and it's hard to see detail. It's just a bit dark. I like dark cars, but they don't really show up well on screen. No, you're not allowed in there. You know what? Yeah, we'll give you a pat for laying down. Good girl. Oh, my bus is coming, must be off. Okay, E-Dragon. Love the Dutch plates. It's so ready for Autobahn. Is that Dutch? I don't know. I just see the yellow circle of stars and think that's the European Union. That's all I know. He'll be back in an hour. Ed, look at it again later on. Talk to you later, Ed. Welcome, Bono. How's it going? Me, I am good. Then we've got the first of the trikes, followed very closely by the second of the trikes, in which was made incorrectly. So let's go in. We don't actually have an opening here. They've just made kind of a custom grill. When I saw this posted on my Discord, I thought they just weren't finished yet, but it seems that they were finished and just hadn't made an opening for the grill area at all, or a place for the number plate to go. This is an unrefined vehicle, unfortunately. And the B stands for Bayern? If you say so. I don't know why, but I love making hill climb race cars like the sub 1,000 kilogram and over 1,000 horsepower 3-liter twin-turbo V8. Next week, I'm doing all my reviews from a sim racing rig if you want to submit one. It's a beautiful day, isn't it, Bono? You're German? Okay. Dutch is German? Okay. I thought Dutch was a subset of Germany, or like something like that. I don't know entirely. If I'm gonna be entirely honest. It's warm, I can say that. Okay, you're Finnish. I see just 8 cars. What to post, my car did not finish. I see just 8 cars. I want to post my car, but it not... Oh, okay. It took me a little bit to understand what you're saying there. Please keep the chat to English only. Then we've got straight steel wheels on here. So we've gone from, like, no grill to steel wheels with no brakes. And then they've made the axles checker plate? Questionable choices have been made here that I don't fully understand. Do we have the brakes? No, I was hoping maybe they offset the brakes, but it doesn't look like they've done that. Then we've got a big giant with no exhaust manifold. Weird. Automation is doing strange things because we also don't have an intake manifold. Do we have an exhaust manifold on this side? We do. It is a V8 with push rod. Yeah, all normal sort of stuff. We have a 2-barrel carburetor. So, weird. We have a rear-wheel drive trike, no grill opening V8. This is very strange. I'm going to turn this music down. It's quite loud. Maybe it's just loud for me, I don't know. Yesterday I finished my Tamir Shaw. Something about kebabs? Oh, your Turkish kebabs. Oh, I love kebabs. Is it rear-wheel drive? Oh, wait, no, sorry, front-wheel drive. Sorry, front-wheel drive trike. Yeah, coming out to the back, the exhaust is checker plate. What is going on with this car? I don't understand. I don't see a chassis, so maybe they've turned it invisible. Twin exhaust coming all the way down. And then they've gone for a big, fat, chunky rear tire. Except it is a little bit overlapped, so maybe they couldn't have it overlap fully. Alright, interesting. Welcome, Space Warrior. How's it going? This is basic, is the words I'm going to use here. It looks a little bit like an inverse Robin with its color and kind of vaguely the shape, just a little bit sort of thing, except in van form. Or maybe they're all in van, I can't entirely remember. Welcome, Kyle Hammer. My favorite German car is Bogward Isabella. But I like all classic cars. Okay, fair enough. We don't have much going on here. 1, we don't have a grille. 2, we don't have indicators anywhere on the front. We don't have, even for like, if you wanted to say this is mechanical indicators, we don't have mirrors, we don't have door handles. This is just an unfinished car. You probably should have finished it before submitting it, to be honest. Coming into the inside, they spent a lot more time in here, but then they've made a very juxtaposition sort of interior. It looks very high quality and high fashion. And then this is just a bed in the back? I'm not entirely sure. I don't understand. Did I check the interior here? I didn't. This looks fairly intense. Lots of carbon fiber in here. Very much a race car. It's got the 2 pedals, so it's probably for a sequential sort of thing, something along that sort of line, automatically controlled, manual, blah, blah, blah. Fire extinguisher, and then they've got a cutout in the dash. That's because the dash is made out of all fixtures. I only just realized that. Oh my god. That dash alone is huge amounts of work to do in automation. They haven't made it wrap around and join up with the door cards, though, which seems like a missed opportunity. If they're willing to go to that much effort, I'm surprised they didn't do that. You made a 3,400 horsepower trike yesterday? Oh dear, please don't submit that one. I'm happy with that. Then what we've got next to this, like, completely basic sort of thing, yeah, we've got one of the most detailed ones, which I'm pretty sure is meant to have a controllable steering wheel and all that sort of stuff, except they've got it in the wrong place. I don't know how they managed to stuff that up. I've tried refreshing and all that sort of stuff. Doesn't make a difference. I don't understand. Welcome, SBR. How's it going? 3,400 horsepower trike. What kind of death trap would that be? I'm assuming it's not the most good at handling sort of vehicle. Now, I love this thing. It looks like the sort of vehicle that wasn't just made for the public saying, oh, people like Econo boxes, so we'll just make them an Econo box, and then it sells terribly because nobody really actually wants an Econo box. What this looks like is they've made it for the government, maybe, government or something, or to fit very specifically around some sort of regulation. So they've got like the one headlight for it being a autocycle or a motorbike or something like that, and being very small, very narrow, and then has room in the back for whatever they want to do in the back. And usually there's a lot of government vehicles that would require a little bit of carrying space in the back. So, I don't know. It feels like... Why is the steering wheel on the roof? I already said that. They've built it wrong. Did he send the wrong file? I don't know. Why would he upload a file of the broken car? I think I know what you mean. A K car? It might be K, I'm not sure. Oh, it is Japanese. You know what? Actually, this might have sold well in Japan. Alright, nope. You're not allowed down there. Good girl. She keeps on trying to, like, move into a part where I don't want to go into. Let's have a look to see how much detail is in there. I don't know why the bumpers aren't straightforward, but I do like the look of this sort of, uneven design, with, like, it being symmetrically placed, these weird sort of vents. I do like it quite a lot. And then they've got, like, the front tire poking through the front, which means that after they made the vehicle into a trike or whatever, they then use the axle offset, which is something that you don't see very often, and I think this was executed very well. Definitely looks like something you'd see in Japan. It does look pretty cool. I was going to say England, because it looks very English to me as well, but also a lot of Japanese were copying a lot of the English at the time, because English had a lot of influence in that sort of era, just before, kind of like, all the wars broke out and all that sort of stuff. And they may have been influenced by this. Didn't half of Japan also get... like, isn't that like a England versus the US sort of thing, with why the power grid is split between, like, the north half and the southern half of Japan or something like that? Something weird like that. Lots of details to such a little vehicle. I know, it looks pretty good. Suspension was supposed to be hidden. A lot of things were done. Is this your car, Ome? Anyway, let's go and have a look. So you said that the suspension is not meant to be here. Yeah, unfortunately, you haven't done a good job. What is that? What is this? Some sort of tube that you have put in. Oh, that's meant to be your suspension. Does that suspension actuate? That's not the right... I could see the suspension in there. Okay, so let's grab this from the outside. I can't tell whether that suspension actuates with it or not. Anyway, we've got in here... Do we have a cab over? We do have a cab over. A little 3-cylinder push rod, little log exhaust, and a single, probably, I think that's a fuel-saving carburetor, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, well done. Choosing the right engine for the job, not doing something silly like, I don't know, making a trike and then putting, I don't know, over thousands of horsepower in it. That would be silly. Nobody would be silly enough to do that, would they? Oh yeah, I remember something about, grid being split. When I read something about Hokkaido, but can't remember the reason. That's probably the reason. But damn, this thing has a lot of... Yeah, it has a lot of details. You want an all-wheel drive trike? You mean a 3-wheel drive? Oh, okay. They've tried to put in a bit of a floor plan here, I can see. A floor pan, sorry. Coming out to the back, we got leaf spring suspension. Nicely done. Then coming out to a single exhaust. Pretty good. Now, the rear end. Oh, you've tried to put this in the lore of Pigeon. Interesting. You might maybe even pitch this to like a lot of BeamNG sort of fans. Maybe go to the BeamNG subreddit. Sorry, not subreddit. The BeamNG Discord. I made my trike all-wheel drive. For those wondering, yes, it does work. Okay. We've got here 3 lights, including the number plate light. What year is this meant to be? Let's just go into a little bit of detail here. 1971. Okay. It might not have needed all 3 lights, and if it did, it might not needed... it may have only needed these and only 1 reverse light? Not entirely sure. I think the first number plates as well also started in 1962, and this does not look 70s. Is it me, or does this feel more like 60s? You know what, it looks kind of like the sort of design ethos of a lawnmower. So let's go 1971 ride on lawnmower. I hate this keyboard. Can we get a front picture of a 1970s? They're either not from the front or a new lawnmower. Here we go. We got a new one here. 1971. Let's go to 1961. Google, why does... Google really sucks at the image search these days. It's getting worse and worse. Yeah, see, it looks a little bit more like this sort of thing. Though I don't know if that's from the 1960s because Google is being garbage right now. I know it could be 70s still. It could just be my lack of knowledge of nuance and design. You know, it also does have a square front headlight, which is very much a 70s and onwards sort of thing, which didn't really take on until the mid-70s and onwards. So that one should have probably, at this era, probably come with a round headlight in the middle. The Peugeot RCZ, I do like the Peugeot RCZ. For the most part, it does look a little bit weird at the back, so I'm not 100% on board with it. I say kind of 60s, but I'm not that much well-versed. Yeah, same. I'm going to retire for now, so see ya and have a great day. What are you, slinking off to go watch the F1? I know what you're doing. I know. I see you. I know what you're really doing. Don't think I don't know. 'Cause I know. Alright, let's bring that switchboard a little bit closer so I don't have to reach across my desk the next time I want to do memes. I can't get it to fold out. Oh no, this is this is being a real pain in the butt cheeks right now. There we go. Alright. Wow, I am so incredibly unprofessional this week, aren't I? I am atrocious. How do I earn money doing this? Honestly, I'm so garbage at this. It's inspired by a 70s Piaggio. Oh. 70s Piaggio Ape. Wait, the Ape, I know that. That was an Italian one, right? And yeah, you can see that early ones came with round headlights. Square headlights didn't really become a thing until later. Whoops, daisies. Let's have a look at this. What year is this vehicle? 1948 until present. 2010. I didn't realize that they still made that. What the hell? Or is that... You know what? Oh, it's probably still being made in India. That would make sense. This looks a little bit more like 90s sort of area. You're getting to like the round softed plastic, square headlights, shaped indicators, all that sort of stuff. It's hard to tell what year this is, but it does look a little bit more 80s with like the grill bit there and yeah. I don't know. It's a bit hard to say. But yeah. I do like this. I think this is probably the coolest one. And I would have used this one... Oh, sorry, to look at, that is. I would have used this one in... Wait, is that... That car is rolling backwards on its own. Apparently I don't have the handbrake on that one, alright. Except for the fact that you stuffed up the steering wheel. Welcome, Philip Metlin. How's it going? Hello, Phil. It's me, Billy Joe. Ah, Billy Joe Red. How's it going? I'm good. Piaggio B. Don't know what that is. Welcome, Swagbucks, to the stream again. How's it going, bro? Then that Piaggio ape will outlive us all. In Indonesia and Thailand, we call these three-wheel tuk-tuks. I thought tuk-tuk was a brand. Anyway. Next submission, you'll find a cool car for sure. Want it to be a barge or a van? I don't know, bro. It's up to you. Next week, I'm doing all my reviews from the sim racing rig. Welcome, Tasek. So probably it's more better if you were to submit something that you would want me to be using a sim rig with. Ape is Italian and B. And ape in Italian is B. I don't know what you mean by that. Anyway, moving on to this one. I saw this one quite a while ago on our Discord. There's only really one issue I have here. This part down here looks good, but that's not really how cars, GT3 cars look. So I can't get a fully behind it, but it does look okay. Nope, it's a taxi, the tuk-tuk. Oh, taxi means tuk-tuk? Okay then. It's not a brand. Alright. Let's get a little bit closer. I do love the side skirting sort of thing. The exhaust comes out right there. It looks like they've got a bit of a a cutout here for airflow through. Or not. No. Alright, so. You may see the cell line sometimes, and that's usually for, air to flow out from the wheel well sort of area, or a bit of an air curtain sort of thing. They don't usually have it blocked off like that, so that's also another thing to keep in mind. It is actually meant to be quite functional. You do want to get air out from here, and also create a bit of an air curtain sometimes. You're gonna make a monster truck ute? Alright. Vespa is wasp in Italian. Okay. Yeah, tuk is a taxi, but we use it as a general term for every three-wheeler. Okay, interesting. Oh, god damn it. Nope, down. 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 I don't want to getting up on furniture, so you have to be very vigilant with training on that one. And she wasn't responding to down, so I had to take her down myself. We use it as a general term. Oh, give me 1 second. Sorry, I just had to talk to my partner there for a second. What happened to me? I just had to go take the new dog down off the couch. Anyway, let's go in and have a look what we got in here. So I do like most of the design around here. Most of it looks pretty darn good. They've done a pretty good job with mostly basic sort of design and a very custom headlight by the looks of it, which I think looks pretty good. I don't know what they've done exactly here. Maybe it's not a custom headlight, I don't know. It just looks custom. And it looks very nice. Welcome, I lols you. How's it going, bro? Just move things around a little bit on my screen. Good, alright. Moving in, we have a Senlock wheel nut. Good. With 6-piston brakes again. Okay. And vented disc brake, obviously. Yeah. Lots of 6 pistons this week, apparently. We got ourselves some double wishbone, no front drive, so this thing is meant to be actually a race car. Well, what is up with checker plate this week? Do you guys get together and just go, let's just screw with his mind? Welcome, Gage Dykstra. How's it going? Okay. Sure. That's a choice you can make. We got here 1 turbo. It is twin turbo. Do we have 5 valves per cylinder as well? No, only 4 valves per cylinder. Damn, it would have been great if you guys had submitted this next week. If I had told you early enough, then we could have used a sim rig for this. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. No front drive. Coming out to the rear, that is... Actually, hold on. The turbo. Oh, that is a very small exhaust housing. So I'm assuming what they were trying to do there is get rid of a lot of turbo lag. But you have to understand that most race cars have a lot of turbo lag. And it's very rare to see a turbo V8. Usually you have less cylinders or whatever, and then have a bigger turbo. So hopefully this vehicle isn't overwhelmingly powerful and can actually be controlled. Let's go to the back now. We have independent rear suspension, double wishbone, and single piston. Oh no. Yikes. This is probably not going to be the best handling vehicle. If this doesn't have ABS, it'll be mildly bad. If it has ABS, it's going to be very understeery. But you don't want this much of an imbalance of brakes, probably 99% of the time. Please watch my video on how to tune brakes. This is going to be a problem. The material is ubiquitous today. Yeah, it seems a little bit more common. I don't know if ubiquitous is quite the right word, but okay. Moving to the back here. Very, very over-designed. I do like it. Looks quite good. I do like the wrap around the tail light sort of thing, which means that they get to keep the original tail shape line, but yet have a different body shape, which I think is pretty cool. They'll happen to the... Where are we? There we are. We got just the one from the sky. Let's skip that. And let's also... Can I tell this to do more... That. YouTube is acting a bit weird. There we go. Okay. Alright. Back to this. Sorry. I like having music on in the background. Hopefully it's coming through well and at a good level. But... yeah. ABS is banned by the FAA, though. So I won't have it if this car is built to spec. I didn't know that. I will have a look into that. I don't know if they ban it for all FIA stuff, but I'll have a look into that. It doesn't ubiquitous mean seemingly everywhere? Doesn't... No, I'm thinking the word indicative. Okay, sorry, that was my bad. My bad. But yeah, singing does interrupt things, so I don't like to have singing. Why is ABS banned in racing anyway? There's 2 reasons. One, it removes a lot of the skill which is required to overtake and late brake, all that sort of stuff. But if everyone can just use ABS, braking will always be exactly the same every single time, and nobody would ever be able to overtake. Unless there was actually differences in the car. But God forbid you have differences in cars, because then they have to do balance of power modifications to vehicles, which is a terrible, terrible idea, because the FIA... Do we want to say always gets it wrong? Because I want to say that FIA always gets BOP wrong. Which is why I saw some people complaining about iRacing's BOP, and I won't do iRacing. iRacing is just a shitty business company. I don't like them. They have bad practices. And I've forgotten what I was talking about, but yeah, you get the idea. Oh yeah, no, people complaining about it, and I was like, no, I think that's just being realistic to the FIA. FIA is just really bad at BOP. ABS is allowed in GT3? I thought it might have been. Which is why there's not really a whole lot of overtaking in these sorts of things. TC is also allowed? That I vaguely knew, yes. But I heard a lot of conflicting information on that. I think there's different race series that do and don't allow traction control. How's your neighborhood going with spiders in Australia? It's not really spider season right now. Spider season is when it gets a lot warmer. Anyway, the back end here looks pretty good. We got some interesting cutouts, nice colors, all that sort of stuff. I don't know why there's just a patch of main body green here. I don't know, to each their own. The diffuser is very low and very flat. So diffusers, I don't know. I haven't actually looked too much at GT3 rear. Not a Porsche. Race car. Here we go. So you can see that the diffuser comes up quite high. Can we have a look at any others? Lexus, this one's actually moderate sort of wing. Lamborghini comes up quite high. Now, this is where I have a bit of an issue with your choice of diffuser here. A diffuser isn't so much just like body diffuser. Diffuser actually has to have a slope to it. At least a little bit. And what that'll allow to have happen is the faster you go, the less effective the diffuser will come over certain speeds. And you'll get a gradual drop-off of downforce, which will help reduce downforce. Doing this will give you a fixed amount of downforce, but you'll also probably get a little bit more drag from it, from, one, just the shape of it, because your diffuser comes to a very abrupt end from being at a very low angle. But, yeah, there's lots to it. Generally, just have a rake up, and, you'll look a lot more realistic. Can we get, like, a more side-on angle? That's a very small picture. You can kind of see it there. It does rake up a little bit. Welcome, Yuko. It also allows you to have downforce over more angles. If it rakes, you'll start getting more downforce at lower amounts, and it'll start to drop off if you're going too fast, sort of thing. I don't like racing because it's a subscription... Oh, iRacing, because it's a subscription I hate. I would be fine with a subscription if they didn't have money-grubbing DLC stuff that they, like, almost force you to buy. Is that vehicle rolling back even more, the blue one? I swear it's back even further now than what it was before. What the hell? It's a cactus car that can... in aero thing? What? That was not good English. If I've not said it yet, welcome Kuvi. How's it going? I was inspired by a V8 Vantage diffuser. V8 Vantage diffuser? Alright, let's have a look. V8 Vantage. Not a race diffuser. This one is actually probably a fake diffuser, unless you're looking at this one. This is not a race diffuser. It's also not a very good one, because you can see it's not closed off on the edges. Can we have a better look here? Yeah. Not a great diffuser, but it is looking as if it's fairly functional. The older one, though, this one is probably just for looks only. My glasses are really dirty. I need to clean them. Let's have a bit of a chat whilst I clean my glasses. The blue trike wants to leave. Yeah, I know. It wants out, bro. It really wants out. I thought that car looked like Aston Martin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they were going for, like, an inspiration of Aston Martin there. The GT3 version? Alright, let's bring up GT3. You're right. That is a very low slung one. But there is an angle here, and it looks like most of the angle will stop right about here, and then... yeah. And then that'll run the entire length of the vehicle as well. So even though it looks very shallow and very flat, it isn't. You do need always just a little bit of rake with it. Let's have a look at some different ones. Now, that's a really hard picture to see. That's not actually a diffuser really at all. What is this? Formula 1 and Formula E 2018 Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3. What the hell? This is not actually a race car. It's just meant to look like a race car. Weird. I don't know why they would make such drastic changes to a car and then not have it actually be functional. Seems like a bit of a waste, but I suppose it's only the rear bumper they've changed. And then drilled some holes in the boot for the, thing. Weird. Speak about the blue car's lack of details so much it wants to leave. Oh, I've upset it? Fair enough. I'm gonna drive the monster truck with a wheel. Okay. Blue car feels embarrassed. A little bit, I'm assuming, because they put no detail on it. Yeah, so I like the car. Let's have a look at the interior. They've gone for a full roll cage. What is this? Is this something on the... ah, okay. Yeah, badges have way too much of a lip on them. I kind of want to go through and work a lot of the badges to have like next to no lip whatsoever, because those lips just aren't really necessary. And then we've got a racing seat, we've got racing wheels, and some racing dashboards. There's no center console area. Usually you would maintain a center console sort of thing for like extra flips, switches, all those sorts of things. Not just all in one very small area like that. That could be problematic. Also the fact that being a race car, you're very back. If your arms are mostly extended to reach the steering wheel, to get to here, you're going to need to undo your seatbelt stuff or loosen it up just to be able to reach there. And if you're getting there in an emergency, that could be a bit of an issue. So yeah, they still do usually retain a center console. Let's have a look at Vantage Cockpit. There, you can see that not only is it there, but it's also pushed back considerably. So then it's still within reach. Here's another GT3 sort of cockpit. Within reach, the same sort of like radius from the driver's like arm pivot points is where a lot of the controls still sit. Here's another one. You can see there that it's only slightly longer than the steering wheel. Wow, I didn't realize that. This doesn't feel right. That driver looks way too cramped inside of there. That doesn't look right at all. Also, the other thing I'm going to say is that, yes, the steering wheel does come further back on a normal car. Your dashboard is way too receded. Still, the dashboards will come out to about here in the middle of the door. Yes, they do come up the door considerably. And the steering wheel for these race seats will be a little bit further back. There's a reason why steering wheels are usually detachable. Here, you could easily get around the steering wheel. You need to have it like right over top, so then the driver's arms are quite comfortable. And they can be, because a lot of like race seats are very reclined as well, they need to be further back than usual. So usually the rule of thumb for cars is the steering wheel should just ever so slightly overlap the bottom of the seat. On race cars, maybe even just a little bit further, it depends. This seat doesn't look very reclined, so it's a little bit hard to tell. Some of these people who build an automation are really talented. I think this person is really talented. I would love to see them go to the next level, though. I feel bad for that blue car. Blue car is blue? If you say so. Anyway, really good. Missing some detail. I could see, I only just noticed that they've squished the roll bar to make the roll cage to make the roll cage fit. That's kind of funny. I personally would hate doing that to my own car, but now that I see that it's really hard to notice, I think I'm probably going to do a lot of what they're doing here as well. Blue dubba dee dubba die. And then these wing mirrors. I don't think they really fit. Hold on. Before I go spouting off something that I don't know about, because I haven't researched everything about it, do these mirrors look wrong? Okay, they have the same sort of stalk. And they are vaguely, that sort of shape, vaguely being the key word there. Okay, I'm willing to say okay on that one. Well, and rally cars especially, what are you talking about? Anyway, moving on to the next one. This one is submitted by Ekai Men, and this is the one where they should know better, but yet they submitted the wrong sort of link. Tisk tisk. And this is meant to be an A85 or 86, but this is the 11? Which one's the one that has the non-pop-up headlights? I'm not sure. It's got the 1.6 liter variable timing? Really? Does it? Okay. And it goes by their own names. Because they love BMWs, even though they wanted to make this like a Toyota AE86, they had to put like a BMW-esque sort of badge on there. Check the wing, FIA reg segs, wing can't extend past the bodywork. That is also a thing. Oh, it's close. If we line it up right there. Yeah, it does actually extend beyond the bodywork. So, the way to think of it is, and it's also higher than the bodywork as well, which is also against, oh, actually, hold on. The wing part itself might, that's very close. You're cutting it very close on the roofline as well. So, it's called silhouette racing. And you have to be within, like, dimensions of the vehicle as well. Read your above message? GT3s and touring cars have steering wheels fairly close to the driver, so it's more convenient to steer, same reason it's hard to get into the cars. I don't know why having the steering wheel closer is more convenient. I don't know. Maybe each other. The 1185? Don't know. Let's go in and have a look at what we got on the inside here. I can see that they've already put in... Oh no, they haven't put an intercooler down there. Oh, just the mesh looks like it. I also like their choice of grill that they've made here. And then there's a little bit of bodywork between these parts and the bumper bar, which is very common. I do like that. That's a very good sort of design-like look. I also like the fact that they've got the pattern on the headlights as well. I think that looks pretty good. And then we got 4 lug wheels. So this is meant to be actually for low power, and they haven't upgraded it for higher power workloads. Single piston, solid disc, McPherson strut suspension. Then we've got a big F-off 4-cylinder. That looks very big in here. Turbo, very small housing, so they're going for really low turbo lag. You can apply more force with your arms if it's close, rather than extending your arms. Do you really need to give that much force? I could see with some vehicles where they don't want power steering, but they're more likely to be mid-engine with big F-off tires these days. I feel that you really probably are going to want power steering, even if it does sap a little bit of power. Damn, that's slow? What's slow? To reach the wheel. Ah, okay. I see what you're saying there. Maybe try to finish off your sentences all in one go, so then I can read it all in one go. Because it gets very confusing. Welcome, Broken Earth. I haven't said that yet. If this was supposed to be an AE85, it should have a single overhead cam, not a turbo. A lot of people put in these engines. A lot of people did. Because these engines were in multiple different sorts of vehicles. Alright, here we have 4-valve cylinders. We don't have 5-valve. Good. Big intake, small exhaust. And that's also a twin scroll. So this is a modern turbo. They've gone, I want an old school vehicle, but I'm going to put a I'm going to put a large amount of modern technology in here, which I don't know if I agree with, but I suppose they're not going for realistic, they're just going for fun. And because it's being Ekai Min, this is going to be a drift car. Coming out to the rear, single exhaust running all the way down. We've got 1 piston brakes on double wishbone. Okay, so I believe these also came with a solid axle, but a lot of people switched them out for independent. Or maybe the 8085s came with a solid and the 86s came with an independent. I can't remember. It's been a really long time since I've looked into these cars. But I do think I remember the AE86s at least having independent rear suspension. Anyway. This one I'm expecting big things from because this is a vehicle by Ekai Men. So I'm expecting it to be modded as well. I do like the side skirt that they've put on here. I think that's pretty good. Rear looks fairly decent. It looks a little bit empty. Feels like it's missing stuff. It's a bit hard to say what it is though. Pretty sure 8086s came with solid rears. That's why people like to drift them. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. If I haven't said it yet, welcome Lost GPS and welcome Dove Shreds. How's it going? Let's have a look at their interior. Decent. They don't have a rear seat though. These did come with rear seats. Race exterior. Welcome Flame Z. Oh, you're new here, Dove. I thought I didn't recognize your name. That's probably not what I would have put here. They've got a stunt steering wheel as well. I never noticed that before on this little model that's in automation. Yeah, so... What? A85 stole my bike. If you say so. A very basic sort of interior. I do like the fact that they went for a gated shifter, even though this thing would have never in its life come with a gated shifter. The aftermarket is strong with this one. I'm not getting sound on my end. Flame Z? Oh, really? Refresh? Refresh your page? Bikyle? Bikyle? What? That's just if you want to bring your car into a bicycle race. Sure. If you say so. Right sort of seats by the looks of it. Door cards look okay. Everything here looks fairly fine. I'm happy with the rest of this. Just, yeah, weird. Also, racing steering wheel. I feel that the steering wheel is a bit low. Maybe it's the seats are a bit high. Yeah. Look at that. These seats are very high. Yeah, there's a lot of space down here as well. I would not have the seat so high. Yeah, you can also see that the shoulder line of the vehicle is fairly high there. As I've said, the shoulders usually don't poke up that high. Let's have a look at AE 86. Is there any without, like, tremendously tinted windows? Yeah, you can see that the bottom of the headrest is right about there. Whereas this one, it seems much higher. So you probably could have dropped this down at least a few inches, if you work in inches. Wait, no. Eckermann's Australian, aren't they? So maybe like 5 to 10 centimeters, sort of a range. Probably 5 centimeters, at least. I'm going to start my computer quickly. All right. I might finally have a car worthy of Phil's review, Ryuko. Okay, go for it. Remember, next week I am doing all submissions in my sim racing rig. So if you want to make a race car, that's when to submit it. Anyway, 4 studs front and rear. If you're going to be putting so much power through this, a 4-stud is probably not going to handle it. So what a lot of people did is they would upgrade the axles and the hubs to take more power from these sorts of things, which would include it having a 5-stud, not a 4-stud. This was actually a problem with these cheaper Japanese sort of vehicles, because they were really the only thing which I would really super cheap out on. Welcome, Cascade Freak. And are you trying to do that sort of thing that, like, Japanese do in anime and whatnot? Now, I feel that this one is submitted by a beginner. And there's a few key things which really give it away. 1, these tires don't feel like they're right. And 2, they didn't really have the experience and practice to know how to hide the headlights in properly. These headlights do not match here at all. There's also a mismatch of eras. Feels like this body is 90s, the mirror is 2000s. The front area here is a mismatch of like 90s style headlights, sex spec bumper area, and yeah, it's all over the place. I don't get it. It's a little too mismatched for me. And then they've put something over the headlight? Nope. Okay, beamng has just done that thing where sometimes things render on top of others. I wish give me a second. Sorry, I was just hearing weird things from the new dog. Just wanted to make sure they weren't up to mischief. You getting sad now? Good. Anyway. Yeah, let's see what we've got inside here. So we've got a 5-stud, fairly good. Smaller smaller brakes, but bigger amounts of pistons. 3-piston brakes on smaller discs. These things are probably going to cook, but that's to be expected from a road car. Then we've got double wishbone here into a big inline 6. 3, 4, 5. Yep, that is an inline 6 with a turbo on it. Yeah, I'm guessing that this thing has a lot of ability to rip ass, like completely just have a huge amount of power. Is it just me, or are the fog lights massive? The fog lights are a bit big. They're a bit disproportionate. They're also like really weird, and also probably should have been painted plastic. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. So I'm guessing this is some sort of JDM. Please don't be 5-valve. Please don't be 5-valve. Please don't. Good, okay, they went with 4-valve. 5-valve is incredibly rare. So when I saw that everyone was doing 5 valves for the longest time was just really irritating me. They just wanted more power, and they're like, oh, whatever. Like, I like realism. A little bit of realism would be nice. I wish they maybe made, like, 5-valve less reliable or something, like, something really cruddy. And then the rear brakes, 2-piston much smaller. I'm guessing this thing is also going to have a really massive imbalance in brake power. And it's probably going to wash out and understeer in corners and whatnot. Is that sports? I think that's a sports tire, not a semi-slick. Then coming out to the rear. I think this person was inspired by a car when it comes to this rear end. Look up the Yugo, Florida. Welcome, El Asaditar. How's it going? So, yeah. Unless automation changes that at some point 5-valve double overhead cam isn't compatible with VVL. I know. Maybe make it like super expensive, or maybe like make it so you have to have like the quality slider up really high to be able to get 5-valve cylinder. I'm not sure. Just the way that 5-valve is way too common. I feel that these front seats are way too far forward. But they do have decent enough legroom, if not for their floor being very high. I think maybe raise the dash up a bit. Also, this is the wrong sort of dash for this car. Like, there is real mismatches everywhere, but they have a lot of detail in there. They have like all the pedals, the gear shifter, they have a racing steering wheel. If the steering wheel is a little too straightforward, there is very little room to get your legs in there. Wrong sort of dash, that's like an 80s sort of dash, not a modern one. Like, I know that there's not much modern dash options, so I get it. Big gaps in there, but that's fine. I guess that they were probably struggling to fit things in. Then they've also gone with a 2+2, with actually decent space back here. Once again, also dashboards on a lot of these, like more modern sorts of vehicles, do come out a lot into the door area. So you'd have to move that further back, you'd have to move this further back, and then you'd have to have your rear seats even further back, which it looks like you've got room to move them back. Now, I don't mind if chairs go into the rear seating area. That is entirely fair. There is very Pontiac Fiero, a little bit. You reckon it's so fun? Okay, so a lot of people are saying the Pontiac Fiero. Fiero rear. No, not even close. Like, the only thing that it's got is this like a broad taillight thing, like the general shape of it going the entire length of the back of the vehicle. That's all. None of the rest of this looks even slightly similar to this thing. Not even close. I don't know how you guys thought that. Ed has returned. Hello, Ed. Vibing on the left 25% of the camera, eh, Phil? Left 25% of the camera? Oh, here's my... weird. That was weird. I don't know why that was happening. Is there... Hold on, is there something else? Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's why I had it over. Alright, so we can have that. Then we'll go back to here. And instead what we'll do is we'll move this out. See, I've got a little bit of dandruff here on my shoulders. And then move... Oh, nope, wrong button. There we go. That's what we meant to do. Alright. I think that's a little bit better. Hopefully that sates everyone's taste for Phil. You're all the way in the corner of the camera's view. Okay, thank you. Then we've got... this. I don't know why they wanted to go with glass, but they took what it would have been like a really good, fairly finished sort of car that would have looked very good, and then made it out of Perspex. Which, sure, okay. I think if you really wanted to go for like a Perspex sort of vehicle and you wanted to submit it as something that could be realistic, what you should have done is maybe put in like like cockpit chassis, all that sort of stuff, shown a lot more, interior detail here. Not just an afterthought, which is unfortunate because otherwise I thought this vehicle looked pretty good. Real-time editing? Yeah, a little bit. Glass car? Is this an export error? No, I believe that they meant to do this because in the pictures, it also showed a little bit of transparency. Look up the... If this is an unrelated car, I'm never going to listen to you ever again, not a thing. Let's have a look. It's completely unrelated. Great, well done. Have you played out Burnout? I don't like Burnout games. They're not my sort of thing. I like realism sort of stuff and fun racing, not slapstick comedy racing. Which is, like, a lot of people like that. I get that. It's just not my sort of thing. I like how the body is see-through, but the windshield isn't. Nice spot. I didn't even pick up on that. Phil. How would my car make it in one of these live streams? Read the description. Yes, the Reddit. One collision and you'll be cut to shreds. Depends if it's glass or perspex. Perspex is different. Instead of being cut to shreds, you'll just be like skewered by a thing. There's a reason why perspex aren't really used on cars, and they still use like really heavy glass in cars as opposed to perspex windshields and stuff like that in race cars or even road cars. One, because they wear out fairly quickly, but even on a race car, you can change that out rather often. But perspex doesn't break down into non-skewering shaped bits of glass, which is why safety glass is so special on cars, and they break down into little cube shapes almost, or hexagonal, octagonal. I'm not actually sure what shape they break into. The same sort of thing with shower screens. If you ever break a shower screen, they don't break into long shards, which is very important for when people are around, where the glass can be broken and people can be skewered by said glass. Unfortunately, perspex does break into shards. If it does break, which is quite hard to do, and those shards can, yes, very easily be the reason why somebody will get killed in an accident of some sort. What do you think about Wreckfest or over Burnout? I've considered Wreckfest. I have Wreckfest. I might do some stuff with it with the audiences at some point. It's a short game? I didn't know that. No, not an race car? What? Felt incomplete? Oh, Wreckfest did? Okay. I don't know. A lot of people are getting a lot more playability out of it now. There's more like, challenges over time sort of thing. The campaign only exists to unlock stuff. The meat of Wreckfest is in the multiplayer. Yeah, I assumed as much as well. Let's see what we've got in here. As we can see, we don't even have to go into the car. No, we'll actually go in. We got here 6-piston again. Hold on, which one is it? This one.
And when everyone's super, no one will be.
I know these are race cars, so I get it. Race cars can have this. But it's a little bit like, you're losing the specialness of it if everyone does it. We have ourselves some push rod suspension, front drive. So this isn't a race car that can be used in any race series I particularly know of. It might be like a small independent race series, but you wouldn't build a car so goddamn expensive with independent fronts, with push rod suspension, probably carbon fiber everywhere, and then make it not compatible with the majority of race series. So this is a misstep, in my opinion. A lot of race series just don't allow all-wheel drive. And that was because Audi was doing very well, and they were like, oh, we don't want to have to develop what Audi does, it could cost more, and we're fairly lazy. Can you make everything rear-wheel drive or two-wheel drive only? And that's what they did. They made pretty much all of them only two-wheel drive. Not the game's fault per se, but still annoying? You're talking about... Yeah, I get that, but I don't like multiplayer things, especially on my Australian internet. I don't like a lot of multiplayer that's implemented in Australia because a lot of companies that have multiplayer games use Australia as an afterthought. It's as if companies don't think we like to play games. And it is really frustrating. The first time I found that out is when there was the first ever so slight dip in players in PUBG, they immediately got rid of the Australian servers, Australian New Zealand servers. Immediately. Just boom, gone. Now we have to connect to China and have like 200 millisecond ping, and that's when I started to like wane off of PUBG. A lot of other games do the same sort of thing. It's very rare to find non-like top-level esports games that have servers in Australia, and it's really disheartening. For context, Phil, you get these cars from Junkyard in a game. Okay. It was sort of the exception, not the rule. Rally is the exception, not the rule. Don't be a smartass. This is not a rally car. Look at it. This is not a rally car. Phil is right. Australia is always left out of good multiplayer. Yep. And I hate it. I will almost disown a company and just like not play their game sometimes if they have like, they push really hard on multiplayer and then don't even have multiplayer servers in places that is not just Europe, America, maybe China, and that's it. It's like, no, screw off. You want to have a proper working esports community, you need to have servers everywhere. It is not that expensive to have esports servers in countries where there is less players. I get it. There is less players of games in Australia because we have less of a population than other places. But you're being a dick, honestly. Those countries are dicks. I don't like what it's like. Someone lives in countries that use AZERTY keyboard layouts. Sure. I mean, you could just get a keyboard from somewhere else. Might be something to do with being a similar sort of vehicle to the Pagani Zonda Huayra R, Ferrari FFX, and this is not... Oops, this is what's happened. Controls locked up there for a second. This is not a road car, as you can see. Also, aren't those a little bit different? It's connected through China on a lot of games. We end up with a lot of... Yes, that is the other thing. Because a lot of our servers are in Asia, generally in China or near China, like wherever they can get it cheapest or whatever. Usually a lot of Chinese companies are forced to run the servers in China because of their government. We get a lot of cheaters and a lot of hackers. And it sucks. Because no company has learned how to actually deal with it yet. What you should do is shadow ban. What that does is make people not know when they're banned. That way, people that do cheat are the only ones that get cheaters. And also, people that are advertising cheats are usually only advertising to cheaters. And not everyone else, which is good. I entirely agree with it. And I do agree with the, like, one chance fail, you go to the shadow ban realm and never come back. Shadow banning, I think, is the best thing that a lot of companies just don't do, and I hate it. MLO did multiplayer correctly, as the company is from New Zealand, because their online connectivity sucks for everyone. I don't know what that is, but I love it. Let's see if Phil sees the secret. Was that the writing that was on the inside? I did notice the writing on the inside. Anyway, let's go finish off looking at the rest of this car. Why is the drive lines so high in this vehicle? Is it because they wanted the engine to be in the right place and that just meant that things like lifted up really high? Is that what happened there? And then they've tilted the engine as well? That's weird. I don't get why they've done that. But we've got ourselves here a quad turbo V16. Had to do a little bit of math then for a second. Yeah, I'm guessing that this thing is probably 4 valve cylinder, and they haven't gone completely off the rocker. Got push rod rear suspension with 6-piston carbon ceramic brakes. The first one, I think, to actually have what looks to be what might be proper braking stuff. Wargaming self-hacking entirely by making every step process required to go through the host server. The only data you can manipulate is your own user experience, which can be actually affected. The problem with that is there's a lot of delay and a lot of lag, and things do act a little bit weird. But Wargaming do tank games, right? So they can get away with that. Where a lot of other games, you can't get away with that. I think also the Wargaming servers suck in Australia the majority of the time. So you press forwards and the game goes like, okay, yeah, hold on. Let me get on that. Okay, now we move forward. It's like, I hate this. So like peeking out, shooting, and then moving back is really, really super jank. Not a thing. I'm not doing any more of your things. You've failed to pick up on, like, I want things to stay related to what's happening in the stream. You're not doing that. I see it as VTEC engine cover. Yeah, a lot of cars just export with that now. I think it was a mod, and I don't know why, but it always seems to prioritize to be like one of the first things that happens default on the vehicle when you make the engine. Thank you, Cascade Freak. Much appreciated. Hey, Phil, got a question. Do you stream more than 10 cars if there are more than 10 cars? No, 10 cars is kind of my limit, because that's where I get, like, really tired by the end of. I need to contact automation devs about, like, exporters being, like, really glitched out. Because we've got, like, no, just more than just the brakes aren't exporting right. More than just the intakes exporting right. We've also got a lot of cutouts happening on exhaust stuff now. So they do have to be made aware of all of these extra issues. As for the rear, it's a bit bland. It feels like it's missing something. And usually what that is, that thing that's missing, is the fact that the rear here is... There can be a little bit of mesh or whatever, but usually it's very open just above the rear diffuser. And the diffuser's top lip area is quite unhindered. Not entirely sure what that is, but that's just generally a thing that happens. Welcome, Jumbo Jacob, to the stream. How's it going? Anyway, interesting car. Let's go see what this writing was. They were so excited about making a secret. There is no interior, especially in... Wait, what? Especially in Ba Sing Se. Is that an Avatar The Last Airbender reference? One of my favorite shows of all time, by the way. I love the Avatar The Last Airbender. It's so good. Now, the size of this vehicle, really hard to tell what we're looking at. Let's cycle around to this. Can we? Alt-U, Control-W, color. Let's move you out of the way. Don't want you. Configurations. I don't think I can change the transparency here. What if we change... Oh, it's not even going to change the right color. Oh, lame. Oh. I was hoping I could get around their, like, see-through shenanigans. I like the VMOL GT87, if you say so. That is an Avatar reference? I don't get the reference, though. You've just used the name? Why is there a thing about, like, there being no interiors in Ba Sing Se? Isn't Ba Sing Se the country that had the king that was being lied to by the subjects to not take part in the war or whatever? Where, like, there's clearly psychotic people that are brainwashed in there? I don't know, it's very weird. Anyway, moving along, we've got this big ammunition thing, which I'm guessing is a Grand Theft Auto reference. It's a very big vehicle as well. I don't know if I recognize this vehicle specifically, but it does look like the sort of thing that might be in GTA 6. I've got a big smudge right down the center of my glasses. There is no... Warren Ba Sing Se? What? Earth King is Atla, yeah? It's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't entirely know what you're referencing now. Atla? I don't know. GTA Vice City reference? Oh, it's a Vice City. Okay. The only GTA I really remember is GTA 5, because all the other games are so freaking old. I tried to play GTA 4 again, and oh my god, that game is just so droll. Ugh. Here comes demonetization. I don't see why there's a reason to have demonetization here. There's a little bit of a reference to something that they may not like, but they won't demonetize over it. This one has on the seats, if I remember correctly. Alright, let's go have a look. Yes, we do. That is some sort of gun that I don't entirely recognize. There's a little fuel pocket there. A little one there. Okay. Interior's washed out white, and that's probably because they didn't select the colors correctly. Also, your mirrors are way too angled back, so it looks like Like, where are these mirrors angled? Maybe they're watching out for curbs and not so much for other cars? I don't know. You've never played a GTA game? Wow. GTA 5 is probably the best arcade racer in existence right now. I can't think of another arcade racer that I have enjoyed nearly as much as GTA 5. Do you know that? No, I don't know what that is. Not a thing. It has guns in the seat. Yes. Also, the driving in GTA 5 is so much better than earlier games. I don't know about all earlier games, but at least better than 4. 4 was horrendous. Is that a Bren? I don't know. I'm not much of a knower of names of vehicles. It does look pretty good, though. I like how bulky this is. I like how this is not probably a truck body, but they made it into a truck body. They've got, like, the multiple steps. They got the exhaust coming down here. Interesting. And the fuel tanks here. Really cool sort of stuff. I hope this is probably some sort of straight six. We got, like, big airflow blocking steel wheels here. So not great for, like, brakes cooking and stuff. Dumb joke. There are no interiors in Burnout Paradise cars, and Barsing say can be used as a meme to say that something is clearly obvious or bad is not. Sure. Okay. GTA 5 is worth buying if only for 5M. I love 5M. I have spent a lot of time in 5M, but I haven't done it recently. The Bren is... okay then. From WW2. Okay, that makes sense. Since all the interior symbols are present, I would say it's a 4.1 car? Oh yeah, the tires as well. Welcome, Mawate Madinda. How's it going? Quite the name you've got there. Also the tires, I think this... yeah. So this is, old automation, not new automation. Our brakes are 3-piston solid disc. Okay, probably gonna cook. Then our engine is a big push rod. Is that single point injection or carbureted? Oh, no. This is mechanical? Yeah, I think this is mechanical fuel injection. Yeah, so I believe what they're trying to do here is replicate a diesel. And I very much approve. I approve emphatically? That's not the word I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a word, and I just can't think of it right now. Welcome, Melik the Hedgehog. How's it going? What is 5M? Have you ever seen people role-playing in GTA 5? That's in 5M. Heavily modded, custom servers that people run for their own communities or, like, make them open. There's also game modes, all that sort of stuff. That is awesome that my... Artemis is on the thumbnail. It's my first submission too. Ah, okay, cool. I also did notice it in the automation Discord. Is that why you then decided to submit it here? 5M is like modded online? Yes, there is a lot of modded stuff. And it's not crazy modding. It's not like, hey, you can spawn money whenever you want. It's very often focused around role-playing. But there is also like game mode servers where, like, you just go for cop chases, like, chase the robber sort of thing, and just have fun doing that sort of stuff. 5M is also where you're going to find most GTA 5 clean racing communities. That is also a thing. I kind of want to get into that, and I might at some point. Emphatically, that is, I believe, the one that I'm talking about. I think there's a... yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the word. My automation car is kinda like a ripoff of Bugatti, lol. Okay, if you say so. Last time I saw roleplay in GTA 5, it was Vanos Gaming in 20... no, that would have been just regular GTA. Probably not 5M. I do like Vanos Gaming, though. I watch them occasionally now. Mostly for their GTA 5 and Minecraft stuff. Anyway. Coming down to the rear of the vehicle, we seem to have only rear drive... with... is this... this is a lattice chassis. The exhaust turns around like halfway through and then comes out here. That's a thing, okay. Solid axle, lease ring, good. They have chosen the right suspension. A lot of people pick the wrong suspension. Or a lot of the times, GTA just only wants to have independent rear suspension, so they just make all cars independent rear suspension. Whatever. Don't know what sort of brake disc it is, because automation. And yeah, okay. Got the fuel tanks. What's meant to be a roll sort of thing here. I like it. A lot of really cool stuff on this particular mod. Really cool. I'm excited to try a few of these out as well. I hope that this one, like, is really slow, but, like, can take a lot of weight. That would be cool. I don't think it would be 5M. Okay. Louis and HTO Delirious it's been a few years, but I used to love Heart of Them. Sure. Okay. Let's go on to getting into the vehicles. And the first one we're going to do is the Gumpert. And I want to take it. I don't think I have Top Gear Test Track. BeamNG, Top Gear Test Track. Let's download this episode quickly. Dunsfield Aerodrome. Nice. Let's hope that it's not suffocating my internet right now. Looks like I'm not getting any drop frames. That's good. Let's go grab this mod from downloads. And put that into the mods. You know what? We'll put that into repo. Control V. Back into here. Can we now just access it, or do I have to deactivate and reactivate the mod? No, I have to deactivate and reactivate. Duns. Yeah, no, it should be here. I hate this so much. Aerodrone, Somerset, UK. Glass. Do I have to I think I have to close the game and relaunch the game to get it to work. BeamNG, honestly, please be a little bit better. Oops. Double-clicked it. Bad habit, I suppose. If you have an American road, that map already has a Top Gear track. I don't believe I have American road. 2 nights on bottom gear. Okay. Let's see. I don't see... Does it not work, maybe? Oh, no, here it is. I went right past it. Welcome, that dude Darren. How's it going, that dude Darren? Apparently you're here to see Ed. And here's the Gumpert. I usually have to restart Beam when installing a new mod. Okay, sometimes I've found that it does work, and sometimes it doesn't. So what was this again? It was a... I don't think I looked at the engine of this. Let's go in and have a look, see what we got here. We have... Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't recognize it, because it's got the invisible valve cover. There's been a lot of glitches happening this stream. 5-valve per cylinder, twin-turbo, Gumpert-inspired sort of looking thing. Alright, let's go. This map looks super jacked up, by the way. Do we have clutch? We don't have clutch. And let's go into the first corner. I do not remember most of the names of the corners. ABS is working overtime. It looks like ESC is not working too hard. I have actually... I don't think I've ever raced on this track before. Have I done it in Gran Turismo, maybe? Wow, the off-road is super brutal. Bottom bottom gear. Phil crashes a Gumpert. I feel that this map isn't done quite right. Gumpert Apollo-like? A little bit. Oh, this thing understeers. Oh my god, it understeers really badly. Sounds like a swarm of bees at idle. A little bit. There's no braking markers. Brakes are bad. And lots of understeer. I think there's maybe lots of understeer to help with power oversteer. Oh, lots of understeer. At least it hasn't oversteered yet. Let's go ahead and turn ESC to Sport. Let's see if that helps us. I didn't brake enough. Well, we can see that there's a lot of fixtures on this car. Kind of looks like an Apollo Gumpert. Yes, we've been saying that. Only time I've raced on this track is Forza Horizon Motorsport 4. Okay. Don't bother give Phil tries to crash a Gumpert. Well, I did crash a Gumpert. I went full Koenigsegg on it, except harder, because it was a solid object. Welcome, CX76. How's it going? This is a PS3 map. It feels worse than that. Gumpert Apollo has a something ahead on the top view? What? Anyway, let's go give this one another try, see if we can control this one just a smidgen bit better. It's got a lot of boost in this engine. I didn't know the original Gumpert came with that much boost. Let's slow it down, bring it around here, and... Ooh, does this thing have too much front bias on brakes? Let's quickly have a look. We have 6-piston on front and 4-piston on rear. Okay, so watch my video on brake tuning. Automation says that you've got more like force wanting to go onto the front brakes, or maybe you just got an idea that you want bigger brakes on front because that just seems like the normal sort of thing to do. But for sport, like really high-end sports cars to supercars sort of stuff, and racing cars, which this one almost is, you're going to want a lot more rear bias on the brakes. That way, when you brake, your rear end is slipping out ever so slightly. And for the entry of a corner, that is very important. Instead of fiddling around, we're just going to turn ESC off completely now and see if we get less understeer with it. Still lots of understeer. And then they just understeer at like low speed. What you could have potentially done is given more oversteer at low speed and then used a lot of oh god, it does not want to turn under braking. Let's Control W tuning, remove a lot of front brake power. Let's turn that down to like 80%-ish and add a little bit of camber on the front toe. You know what, let's go a little bit of toe out. So somewhere around there, maybe. Hopefully we'll liven this thing up a little bit. This is the competitor to the Apollo. Oh, this is not actually an Apollo. It's like, hey, fatty, how's it going? All right, let's try this again now. Oh, immediately this thing is now a lot more brutal at taking off. Oh, I thought I was hearing my phone go off. It's just the music. Maybe too much rear downforce? No, it's low speed where it's struggling. Ah! Once you get onto the curbs, it's really problematic. Yes, I think there is too much rear downforce because... Let's try that again, shall we? We going the right way? Hopefully we are. Oh god, the understeer is horrific. And because this thing doesn't have a clutch, it is really slow off the line. Not a thing you can give up, please. Let's brake, turn. Oh god, that is really bad. Then brake and turn. A little bit better there. It is better than what it was, but this thing needs to be like completely retuned. Braking and turning is better. Okay, now it's much better at trail braking. I think what we're gonna do is mix up the rear brake power. Give it a little bit extra, maybe somewhere around 15% extra. Let's go a little bit extra height on the rear, maybe? 15, what, that's, in centimeters, 1.5 centimeters. Hopefully that'll be enough. So I give a little bit of extra rake to this car. That might help the rear end be a little bit more happy. I want to just add more camber to the front. But I know camber is super jacked up from automation. Nope, atrocious. Alright, Control W, camber, front camber. I wish they made this more explained. Also, I didn't realize, but your wheels seem a little small. I don't know, maybe that's just the fixtures used. Are we going to have more or less camber if we go this way? Yes, that is more camber. And we've added a lot, so hopefully... This car now. There we go, okay. Much better. This thing is brutal on acceleration when you do a clutch brake start. And braking and turning... Let's just bring it to a stop. That thing was just going to the middle of nowhere. I might move more... Oh, God. Look at that. It just has, like, occasionally chronic understeer. I think this might be one of those ones which is done so weirdly that I need to lock off maximum steering angle. Let's take off... maybe that much? That's a lot to take off. That might help me with steering as well. But on the bottom gear, fill driver death trap car. I don't know about death trap, just not satisfying to drive. Fast though? It is quite fast, I will agree to that. Brakes are still very front biased. Still not great on steering. It's like very good with maybe like a quarter turn. Yeah, right, let's just go full hardcore. I don't care anymore. Brake power front, 50%. Brake power rear, 150%. Let's see if that fixes it. Submitting it a work in progress is not a bad idea in my opinion. It lets you learn what you do to... Yeah, fair enough. I suppose I was being a little bit harsh. Watching, goddammit, my videos on brake tuning, very important, must watch for people that don't know how to do brake tuning. Goddammit. And then maybe the one on tuning suspension, which I have changed the name of. Oh, still too much. Do we have wing angle control? No, we don't. I wish we had that back again. Let's go more camber on the front and less camber on the rear. And less toe in on the rear. And... wait, no. That's toe out. Toe... yeah, less toe out on the rear as well. Hopefully that'll help. Tuning seems hard. It's a process. There we go. I love the sound of this thing, though. I don't know what this is modified or not. I think the wheels are broken. Yep, the wheels are just broken now. I'm assuming that's not how that's meant to go. Anyway, let's just go to giving this thing the fill score, because this car is unrefined. Please go to my YouTube channel and watch my video on suspension. Yes, automation BMNG suspension basics. Watch that one, and then watch my video on braking, which, brake tuning. Yeah, trail braking. How I tune race brakes. Watch those two videos, and you will be set on how to tune cars a lot better. Tuning fast cars can be really hard in particular. Yeah. Watching my video really helps understand a lot of that, though. You tune for no aero, sort of like a below 80 kilometers an hour is like mechanical grip for the most part in BeamNG from automation, and then over that sort of speed is when you're starting into the more aero sort of grip, and you have to tune low speed and high speed separately. Usually start tuning mechanical grip first, get that finished for the most part, then move on to aero tuning. Give up, Phil? Yeah, I did. Toe out in the rear helps tuning, toe in aids stability. Yeah, I know. Oh, turning, sorry. It's like a competitor to the Ford GT because the Ford GT is a death trap. I don't know if the Ford GT is a death trap. I just heard that it's not particularly a fun vehicle to drive. Got a comment. I just want to get rid of that. Good. Okay. I hate having notifications. We'll look at that later when the stream is over. Let's bring up Sheets and give it a fill score, even if it is unfinished. Actually, is the designer here still? Let's go up to this. Yes. Something of the Hedgehog? Okay then. You are in the chat. I'm going to give you a simplified fill score because I want you to go back and fix this car and resubmit it. I would be very happy if you were to do that. Take all my advice or don't take all my advice. That is entirely up to you. But I would like to see this at least handle a lot better. That would be absolutely great. I would love to do that. As a result, I won't give it a full fill score now. I'll just give it a simplified fill score. For realism, looks, and its fun to drive-inness. Its realism is fairly high for the most part. Give it maybe like a 7 or an 8. There's a few things which I don't know if I fully agree with, that I'm unclear about. I was talking about having a diffuser right below a wing like that seems like a problem, even if the real one had something similar. Its looks, I think this thing looks pretty good. I've always liked the Gumpert. I don't know why there was so much hate for the Gumpert. I think it is actually a very good looking car, and I think this looks good as well. So a much higher score on that one, and then its funness to drive is abysmal. It is one of the worst good cars. Like, one of the worst cars that is not meant to be bad that I've had, which is unfortunate, because it looks like it's meant to be a million miles of smiles, sort of thing. 6 out of 10, it could be so much better. So I will wait for you to do that, then I'll give it a full Phil score. Phil is my shepherd, there is no tutorial I shall want. What? There's almost always a vid from Phil to watch to learn how to do something. A lot of the time. I do have a new thing coming out soon, which hopefully a lot of people will really like. My views have been plummeting really hard recently. If you like the video of the stream so far, by the way, go ahead and hit that like button as well. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. But yeah, hopefully this one will help bring back a few views, because, they've been always the worst rated of my least, of my 10 most recent videos thing. I did a really poor job of explaining it. I'll just show you here. You got like the 10 most recent videos. This has been really bad recently. Especially this Minecraft one. Ooh, I'm going to keep doing the Minecraft one. I didn't really do the Minecraft one for views, but I'm going to keep doing it even if it is doing quite bad. This looks better than the original. I like both for their own reasons. Someone make a car from and made up country. Okay. You are subbed. Thank you, Call Boss. Is it the interior video? Oh no, the interior video. I might do that one in a stream instead, actually. But no. But kind of yes, actually. It is to do with the interior, yes. I changed a bit of... Wait, I changed a bit of Psalm that said, "The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want." Oh, okay. Minecraft is good, but I am sad about 19.1. What? Really? I don't know what you're talking about. There's a lot more like open caverns on topsoil, which I don't like. But still, it's a cool game still, and I still really enjoy it. Yeah, cool car, unrefined, which is unfortunate. Alright, here's another unrefined vehicle. I'm also not going to give this one a full fill score. I'm going to give it a simplified fill score. Like, no bumpers on the rear, only a taillight. Is those indicators? They are indicators. No handle on the back, no handle on the side, no mirrors, no fuel cap by the looks of it, no windshield wipers, even though you do have windshield squirters, no grill on the front, even if you do have bits on the front here, no indicators on the front, no indicators on the side, but you have made a trike, and you've made an interesting front-wheel drive V8 lumpy American thing. I'll get back to work on the car, so stay tuned. That would be great. I would love to see that car resubmitted. 19.1 is the next update, and it introduces player reporting and bans. Okay. Welcome, Doomplays. How's it going? It looks like a Reliant Robin. A little bit, except inverse. My crappy meme car. Oh, this is your car, cool boss. Okay. Let's see how it drives and handles. It does okay. I'm not a fan. Microsoft 1.19 was good update, and then they ruined it with 1.19.1. If you say so, I just play the game, bro. I wonder. This is really bumpy out here. Oh, this suspension is way too bouncy. You think that this thing would be good off-road, being like a cheaper sort of car? Is this collidable on this map? No, it is not. Disappointed. You know what? I need that meme from Hercules. The disappointed with I'm drawing a blank on what the actor's name is. I've been here for a while now. You have? Okay, sorry if I haven't noticed you until now. We don't need a profanity filter, if you say so. I mean, I personally would like that option, but I think what they're trying to do there is like preemptively get in front of parents saying, oh, my kid saw people swearing. That would be, yeah, that would be atrocious. So I think they're trying to get ahead of that. Do these, no, these are also not collidable. Ah! Too much rear brake bias. Now this is meant to be probably a less than fantastic car. So you can get away with having, yeah, the not so great brakes. Was it the actor who voiced Hades? I don't know if it's Hades, but it's the... God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Hercules TV show. There's also in Andromeda. Kevin Sorbo, that's right. Not a particularly good actor in my opinion, but at least charismatic. Apparently people don't like censorship, which is fair enough. I also, for the most part, don't like censorship. Oh, understeer. Oh, understeer. And then, because it's got an open differential and you've got a fairly rigid sway bar, this thing will one tire fire very often with like a lot of torque coming through this thing. Oh, this thing is struggling. Back to the funny trike. Not the frog are useless? What? Then you can get banned from single player. I think that's a conspiracy and not actually confirmed. Welcome, Yazir Yusuf. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I think we're pretty done with this vehicle. Too much rear bias on the brakes. You can see they're spinning out a little too easily. 5 out of 10. There's got some fun stuff, but the car itself is just complete hot garbage. And is unfinished, very much so. I remember seeing this front grille and thinking, oh yeah, they're going to do something cool with that, and you didn't. You just finished it, and that was it. The Minecraft update is not bad, but at the same time, it's not good. No, you can get banned from single player, but only on the console editions. Oh, okay then. That's maybe where the contradiction about what I heard comes about. All right, next car. Are we going to keep it on Top Gear Test Track the entire time? Since we don't have a Japanese map, we'll just leave it here on the Top Gear Test Track again. All maps are American and... Oh, they haven't even animated the steering wheel. And the front suspension broke. This is why I didn't think that steering... doing a front drive trike would work, because I was afraid that it would break the steering. But it is kind of working. It's just working very weirdly.